Hello everyone, and welcome back. Today we're diving straight into a significant new report that paints a very compelling picture for the XRP ecosystem. The prominent analytical firm, Messari, has just released its detailed State of XRP report for the second quarter of 2025, and the data reveals some truly impressive growth, particularly in two areas that many have been waiting for: stablecoins and real-world assets. So, let's break this down point by point, because this isn't just about price. It's about fundamental utility finally starting to shine on the XRP Ledger. First, let's talk about the overall market health. According to Messari, the circulating market cap for XRP closed the quarter at a staggering $132 billion. That represents an 8.5% increase from the first quarter. Now, for context, that's not just a number on a screen. That kind of growth pushed XRP's price to close the quarter at $2.24, a 7.1% gain. The report even notes that in May, it reached a high of $2.65 before settling. And as we now know, it didn't stop there. It went on to smash multi-year highs, hitting $3.66 in July. This performance was so strong that it briefly entered the top 100 global assets by market capitalization. That is a monumental achievement for a cryptocurrency. Now, there's one interesting counterpoint in the data. Revenue from transaction fees actually decreased. It fell from $1.1 million in Q1 to about $680,900 in Q2. This was primarily due to a drop in average daily transactions from 2 million to 1.6 million. But here's the critical context that the report itself provides. The XRPL model does not prioritize revenue from transaction fees. The network is designed for speed and low cost, not for generating high-fee revenue. So, while some might see that as a negative, it's actually by design. The value isn't being extracted from users through fees. It's being built through utility elsewhere. And this is where the report gets incredibly exciting. That elsewhere is in two key areas: stablecoins and the tokenization of real-world assets, or RWA. Let's start with Ripple's own stablecoin, RLUSD. Its growth on the XRP Ledger was nothing short of explosive. Messari reports that its market cap surged by 49.4% in Q2 alone, reaching $65.9 million. This solidifies it as the largest stablecoin directly on the XRP Ledger. But it's not just growing on XRPL. Its presence on Ethereum went parabolic, moving from around $200 million to nearly $390 million. Combined, the total RLUSD valuation closed the quarter at $455.2 million. And it has continued to grow since then, now sitting at over $700 million total. This rapid adoption is a clear sign that RLUSD is successfully penetrating the highly competitive stablecoin market, providing that crucial bridge between traditional finance and crypto on Ripple-friendly networks. Now, onto what many consider the holy grail of blockchain utility in finance: real-world asset tokenization. The Messari report shows that the RWA market cap on the XRP Ledger increased by a solid 13% quarter-over-quarter, reaching $131.6 million. Who is leading this charge? The report specifically names the market infrastructure service provider launched by a partnership between Ripple and Arcax, Montes Group Limited, or MGL. They are leading the proceedings with $55.4 million in market cap. In second place is the Ondo Short-Term U.S. Government Bond Fund, OUSG, with $30.1 million. This is not a random, organic growth. This is the direct result of a stated strategy. You might recall that Ripple has previously projected that the tokenization market would reach an estimated $18.9 trillion by 2033. They're deliberately positioning the XRP Ledger to capture a piece of that monumental pie. And this sentiment is echoed by experts. The Messari report reminds us that Matt Hogan from Bitwise called XRP one of the cleanest means of exposure to this rapidly growing tokenization sector. That is a powerful endorsement from a major institutional player. Finally, we can't ignore the foundational developments that are enabling all this growth. The second quarter of 2025 saw the monumental launch of the Ethereum Virtual Machine, or EVM, sidechain on the XRP Ledger on June 30th. This is a complete game changer for programmability. It allows developers familiar with Ethereum's tools to build on the XRP Ledger. Furthermore, this launch was supercharged by a partnership between Ripple and Wormhole to introduce multi-chain interoperability. This integration effectively connected the XRP Ledger to over 35 other blockchains. That's not just growth. That's a strategic expansion into a vast, multi-chain ecosystem. And on the community side, the debut of the XAO DAO as an autonomous community organization is a huge step towards decentralized governance, empowering the community to guide the ecosystem's future through grants and collective decision-making. So, what's the big takeaway from Messari's Q2 2025 report? It's this. While price and market cap growth are always attention-grabbing headlines, the real story for the XRP Ledger is happening beneath the surface. It's the story of RLUSD establishing itself as a legitimate stablecoin contender. It's the story of real-world assets, from government bonds to other financial instruments, being tokenized at an accelerating pace. And it's the story of critical infrastructure like the EVM sidechain and wormhole integration being put in place to support this new wave of utility. This isn't just speculation anymore. It's about measurable, reported, and growing utility. And if this trend continues, the conversation around XRP is going to fundamentally shift from what if to what's next. What do you think about these developments? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this breakdown useful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more clear, critical analysis. Thanks for watching.